The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so that would have been, that's 2008.
That was 2007, 2008. Hangover came out originally.
And the lead single from that was Sally?
Yeah, Black Sally, yeah.
Now, tell us about, once again, like that record, so you guys have put it out on a different label. And that's
so we were going through turmoil. Yeah, we're going through turmoil with Obese. Shogun gave us a real good run for it, you know what I mean? And we pushed that as hard as we can. We got some real good feedback from Triple J. They made an album of the week, which was, we don't even know how we got in the end.
Was that the first time that you guys landed on the J's?
Yeah. Oh no, they played a little bit of it.
It wasn't exactly radio friendly.
No, that wasn't radio friendly. They tried to give us a shot, and then basically we just effed it up by giving them shitty content, really. You know what I mean? They wanted to get behind us, and they knew that we had a sound and we had a following as such, but they couldn't until Hangover came out, and then there was enough content there for them to push. And so when that came along, they made us album of the week, which was really good. We got a heap of radio play, and then from that, it started to get big. You know what I mean? We were still growing at a really good rate at that stage, and trying to organise that Hangover initial tour was pretty hectic. At that stage, the hoods were still going up and up and up like this, like a rocket ship, and I was trying to. At that stage, I was touring around with the hoods as well, as their kind of roadie slash DJ, kind of tech help on the road as such, and as well as their tour manager. And so I was really heavily involved with the way that they did their business, and I wanted to put that into the oar. I wanted to take the oars, up as well. And so pushing to get as big as we could there. And, the first Hangover tour was good, looking good. Trying to get a booking agent on board. But at the same time, we were looking at getting an agent to start booking our shows and trying to get into some festivals and things like that. And that was, all about when Kirk basically spat the dummy and didn't want to have anything more to do with it. He kind of left around the same time as the Hangover tour. And I started taking over. I just took over as the manager of the Oars then. So
now you guys are touring the album.
Yeah, so that time now we started to get a lot more touring. We did a couple of tours. We did Malfunction tour and stuff like that, and that was all booked with help of premier artists and things like that. So we're starting to get some money in. We're starting to tour. I was managing the group, it was going great guns.
So you kind of took over from Kirk's role.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And at that stage, we kind of made a company as well. So I incorporated the Funkoars as a company and kind of starting to get a little bit more serious, you know what I mean? There's some good money coming in and, doing it seriously, making a go of it,
And which of the joints that made it to the Jays, was it just the Black Sally single?
Black Sally, What's Your Malfunction? Got a fair few spins, I think, as well. There was also Rain on the Masses, I think, got a fair few spins and stuff like that.
And we're talking like daytime rotation?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was good there for a while, yeah.
And then, so that's 2008-ish?
Yep.
And then
Shogun goes belly up. Adam goes missing. He bails. He just disappears. We're left with... We're doing festivals almost every weekend with no record on the shelf. It was shitty time. And at that stage, so then Golden Era had formed. So we obviously signed up with Golden Era, obviously, as the boys, you know what I mean? And so Golden Era comes along and goes, here, we'll put out your record, but we can't have the same record. So we had to make it a different edition of the Hangover. So that's when there's two different editions of the Hangover. So there's the premium or the golden edition, which is the Golden Era edition. And that had on the track with Ash Grumwald, Little Did I Know, whatever. And that got hammered on radio.
Yeah, wow.
So that one was the one that got a lot of radio spins. We put that out as the Golden Era edition. So it had the publicist, the hoods and stuff behind it. So it got more traction there. And, yeah, we did another couple of shows with Ash Grumwald and stuff like that. And it yeah, it's going well.
So how different is the second version?
It's the same record, except it just has an extra track. It's pretty much it. It's
okay.
just an extra track, yeah. Just it had to be slightly different.
Yeah, okay. And then so now you guys are on Golden Era.
Yep.
And fast forward the clock to say 2011.
Yep.
The Quickening drops.
So yeah, 2010. I was managing up until about 6 months or so before the Quickening dropped, and then we hired Nate Flagrant to come on as manager for the Oars, because basically I'm not a manager, and we needed someone to do it properly. You know what I mean? We wanted to do as good as we could with this record. So obviously still with Golden Era recording. Everything was kind of recorded and mixed up at my place. The last two records, like the Hangover and the Quickening and stuff. So I had my own studio at my place and looked after all of that, recording and mixing side of things. And as I said, I was less Reflux, more Oars. I put my whole head in the Oars. It was just all it was. You know what I mean? For me, it was just Oars. That's all it was. So trying to make it work as much as I can. And Quickening did really well. You know what I mean? It took ages to make and get it finalised, but as do records do. But, that charted really well, and, got rotation on Triple J and stuff. And, yeah, it's good.
Now, I remember briefly chatting to you off the back of that record, and everything was cool, but I think there was a comment that you made from memory, something about like there was a shift in the way hip hop was going, and across the board tours weren't selling as well as what they were.
We had one shitty tour, or not shitty tour, but a tour that struggled through to make a lot of cash or whatever. It was just down on numbers and stuff. And it was that time that, that suddenly you could hear that pop kind of stuff coming through. You know what I mean? 360 had come out with his stuff, and you know what I mean? And it was like there was a shift in the overall, mainly what Triple J was playing, and a shift in what was getting released. Suddenly Oars was suddenly what you would class as a lot harder than the average release, you know what I mean? And also there was a dry up of just general live shows as well at that stage,
The lesson. 27. Oh, yeah.